Thanks so much, Felicia, for having or for joining us really today. We're really excited to talk to you about your writing career, your new book, the talk of the party. We loved The Parlor Wife, so we're excited to get into it. But for our readers slash listeners, Foluso Agbaje is a British Nigerian writer exploring how choices and connections shape who we are. She lives in London, but calls Lagos home, and her stories are shaped by these two cities that have captured her heart. After studying at the Faber Academy, she completed her debut novel, The Parlour Wife, and she has a master's degree in business management and human resources from the London School of Economics and a bachelor's degree in counting from Loughborough University. When she's not writing, Felicia enjoys visiting bookshops, museums, watching period dramas. She's watched every episode of Downton Abbey more times than she's willing to admit, and seeking inspiration in new places. She also enjoys singing in her church choir, walking, and swimming.
Hmm.
Uh,
I feel like I need to update this bio because I now live in Dubai. So
Well, you still call Lagos
I
home, don't you?
still call Lagos home. Lagos
Yeah,
will always be home. But yeah, I
exactly.
need to update. And part of that move means that I sadly, this is the part of my Lagos life I miss the most. I sadly do not sing in my church choir anymore. So
yeah.
No.
I miss them so much. I
Do
miss
you
them a
sing at
lot.
all
But
in any new church choirs or anything?
no, not really. No, because my church in Dubai is so big.
Oh,
And not to derail this conversation, but I guess very quick sidebar. My church in Dubai is so big, and I had actually reached out to the choir to say, "Can I come for an audition?"
yeah.
Shortly before the Middle Eastern conflict started, and
Oh,
then we left for a bit when the war started, and I came back, and I haven't picked up the conversation again. I honestly don't even know how I would fit choir into my current life, so maybe it's just as well.
well, actually, if it gives you joy, I think that we always have to make time for the things that make us joyful, honestly. I think those are priority
Yeah.
items.
If not now, maybe later.
Yeah,
Maybe later. I hope so, because I really do miss it a lot.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay, amazing. So, thank you for adding a little bit of additional information for us. Let's jump into our quick rapid fire questions. Let's go. Okay, are you ready?
Get warmed
I
up.
am.
Okay. First one, as a reader, audiobooks, ebooks, or physical books?
Definitely physical books first, then ebooks, and audiobooks will
Mhm.
always be last. I only listen to audiobooks when I'm reading nonfiction because those are the ones I struggle to read the most. Sorry, at least supposed to be like faster answers. Do you just want the
No,
answer,
no, no,
not
no.
my
As in,
whole?
Girl, do you?
this is up
Okay,
to you. You decide
This
how
is
you
yeah,
answer the
this is
question.
about you.
yeah.
We'll
So
accommodate.
I've ranked that answer. So physical book always first, then ebook, Kindle. I actually have it on my desk because I carry it everywhere with me. So easy. Just came out of my bag when I go home. And then audiobooks last.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Second question. Fiction, poetry, or nonfiction?
Definitely fiction.
Because I was going to say, like, you already even mentioned nonfiction in this conversation.
And
Exactly.
sadly, nonfiction would come last. I'm trying to read more nonfiction because, it gives you a much better world view, I think. And as a writer, I'm trying to read more
Widely.
widely.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah.
So it's like medicine for me. You know how it's like, oh, you have to take this medicine, so it's good for you. That's what
Mm.
nonfiction is like for me.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm on that boat with you.
Okay. Third question. Bookmarks or dog ears?
Bookmarks. I don't like dog ears at
Same.
all. Only when desperate.
Even then, like dog ears only work in the short term. By the time you have a dog ear for 10 years, you
Yeah,
actually don't have a dog ear, you have a torn page.
you don't. And then your book is then full of dog ears. It's just not. It's
Yeah.
not nice.
hmm Next, as a reader, Goodreads, Fable, or Storygraph?
Hmm. I feel like people are more honest on Storygraph. I'm not sure why that is, but I feel like people are more honest on Storygraph. So I generally don't leave any ratings ever. Like I never did, even before. I'll
Really?
leave like a star rating, but I don't
Yeah.
leave reviews rather.
Reviews. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
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 I generally don't leave reviews, but I believe that Storygraph is probably where people are most honest.
Okay.
That's fair.
Hmm.
That's
That's just my observation for now.
And our last one, reading every day or writing every day. Choose one.
Reading every day, every time. I love writing, don't get me wrong, but reading is so much easier than writing. So I'd rather just read.
And you can pretend that it's
I'm with
homework,
you
you
there.
know?
It is, it's homework. It's like
Yeah,
working
yeah,
out for my writing side of
For
my
your
exactly.
brain.
brain.
So
Exactly,
exactly.
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that wraps up our rapid fire questions, and now we can get into like our book specific questions.
the meat.
Ooh.
Okay. The first question is, so you mentioned in a recent interview that you actually started this story, The Talk of the Party, before The Parlor Wife, other than Clarissa and the Dog. Was this was this your first ever attempt at a proper long form novel? Or if not, are there other unpublished or half-finished manuscripts you've been working on outside of The Talk of the Party?
So yeah, the talk of the party was or is actually, I guess, was the first story I ever tried to write. But I just wasn't ready to write it when I tried to write it. I started trying to write it in 2016, and
Mm-hmm.
it only had three POVs then. I think it was just Fran, Demi, and Coco were kind of the same person. Lala wasn't,
Oh,
and Lala wasn't Coco's sister. So it was a different book.
interesting.
It was a different book, but it wasn't coming together. And I started trying to write it when I was pregnant with my first child. So I feel like I wasn't
That's
ready to
a
write the book then.
that's a that's a that's a tough time to
Yes,
jump in
exactly. Especially
mentally.
as my first book. Yeah. And I think multiple POVs is tricky. It can be tricky to write. So I think I needed a bit more time as an author to be able to write it the way I did.
Okay.
So your question, I really hope I've answered the question. The question was it the first attempt?
There's a
Yes,
second
it
part
was
of
the
the
first
question.
attempt.
Is there are
And
there
there
yeah.
were there other like attempts or other like long form novels, like
In the works?
unpublished?
Not then. I mean, currently, yes. Currently, yes. The books that and I know this is so bad, but they're books I start writing because I'm really excited about it and I love the premise. And then I'm just like, no, not ready. Like, again, because I tried writing The Talk of the Party 10 years ago and I knew it wasn't ready to be written. So I think now I give myself a bit more grace when I start writing a book and I'm like, I love the premise still, but it's not ready yet. So I
Okay.
have a folder. I have a folder on my laptop that has, I call it raw, like RAW, because it's all just like premises, random chapters of stories that, one day hopefully I will write, but I
Mm.
haven't written yet.
So when you say
No, that's like
ready, is it your readiness, as in I've now like learned what I need to learn in life to have the right tools for this, or is it just the ideas haven't come to me, or this story needs something that I is missing right now, and maybe I'll have it later? Like, what is ready for you? You know.
I think it's a combination of all those things. Like I find that I'm ready to write a story when I can't stop thinking about it. Like I'm walking around and I'm just thinking about all the characters. I'm thinking about someone in the character's life. It could be their father that died when she was a child, or his sister that he hasn't spoken to. And I'm just randomly thinking about them all the time. That's when
Okay.
I know that the book is ready to be written. But if I'm like starting and stopping, or I'm thinking about it, but I'm not really like, and there are too many gaps, then I know it's not ready yet. It's mostly internal factors. It's not really external.
Okay.
yeah, that's
In-
fair.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Okay, let's go back to our next question. So like when I opened the talk of the party, like the first thing you notice is obviously like the glossary. So did you have like a specific thought process behind providing the glossary of pidgin English terms at the beginning of the book? Like, because we are of two minds about it. Like, one of us is loving the addition of the glossary, and the other person. I mean, we'll reveal this later. Is like a bit less towards its necessity. Like, we have two different
Hmm.
opinions on it. So like, but did you have like any specific intentions behind the glossary?
Fair enough. It's funny you say you're in two minds because I was also in two minds. I'm not somebody who likes to see a glossary at the beginning of a book I read. Usually I'm just like, oh, why is this here? It's like homework. Like, why do I have to keep coming back and referring to this? So I don't like to see glossaries at the beginning, typically. And it's something that I spoke about with my editor extensively. My instinct is always to trust that readers will find their footing through context, right?
Yeah.
So that's how many of us read books when they're set in unfamiliar cultures. You could be reading a book about India and they say something and it's an expression and you just kind of know what they mean. But I felt like for the talk of the party, Mr. Peter, his dialogue is so Nigerian pigeon heavy. And I did it that way because most drivers, I would say most workers
Yeah.
in Nigeria speak in pidgin English. And I wanted his chapters to feel authentic and I wanted his dialogue to feel authentic as well. So I thought it's so pigeon heavy that it's a bit hard to infer what he's saying sometimes because, again, we're all familiar with pidgin.
Yeah.
Somebody who is not familiar with pidgin probably would find it a bit tough to read his dialogue and actually make sense of what he's saying. And then I also thought there's so many points of view as well. So I refer to points of view as POVs.
Yeah.
So there's so many POVs as well in the book. And I didn't want readers doing extra work just to stay oriented, like, oh, who is this person again? Okay, why is this going on? What does this mean? Like, I felt like there was going to be a lot of work in this book. So the glossary really became more of an invitation as opposed to a requirement.
Okay.
And I thought, as if there are people like me who, when they're reading a book, they just want to immerse themselves in the language and figure it out as they go along, then please feel free to ignore it completely. But on the other hand, if you're a reader who wants a little bit more confidence, like I'm reading this book, I'm not quite sure what this means or how it relates to this character. There's also the list of who is who at the beginning of the book, like who.
Yeah, that was very
I call it
helpful for
the.
me at the
Oh, great!
beginning.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So in this book, I liked to give readers the choice rather than making the choice for them.
That's fair enough. Like, yeah, that is fair enough. Okay. Next question.
Wait, we didn't tell her who actually
We'll tell her at the end. We'll tell her at the end. I'm sure she
Oh,
already
wow.
actually,
Okay.
I'm sure she actually also knows. Like, if you gave her
No,
a
I
guess,
don't actually.
oh, I
I
mean,
don't.
I was maybe it's because we're aware, but I was looking at our body language and the things we were saying, and I was like, we're giving it up.
I did not notice. So I'm very much in suspense. Can't wait till the end of the episode to
We'll tell you.
Yeah,
hear
that's
who
a
it
little
was.
Okay, the siblings in this story all align with some very distinctive archetypes, right? So how did you decide
Mm,
what issues to pursue via each character's development? And did that affect like the number of children you decided the matriarch had? Like were you like, no, I want to explore this in
mm,
so you're like, okay, no, I need 5 children to do this, or whatever. You already mentioned
mm,
that initially Lala wasn't a sibling, so I'm not sure if that's, but yeah,
That is an interesting question. Now that you mention it,
yeah,
I I wasn't thinking I wasn't thinking in archetypes
yeah,
so much as I was thinking about the different responses to growing up under the same roof. So what I really wanted to, write about was how siblings
yeah,
can be raised by the same parents in the same house
yeah,
and they can develop completely different coping mechanisms to
yeah,
stress, to trauma, to, complications in their own lives. And each of the children in the book kind of, they became a different way of navigating the expectations placed
on them.
on them. Yeah, exactly. So it was more, okay, this child is representing how somebody would shoulder that burden as opposed to an archetype.
Okay.
And once those different dynamics were clear to me, the number of children just followed naturally. So I think each of them were kind of unpacking something I wanted to unpack in terms of being a sibling in this household. I never really added a character just to round off the cast. Like that was never
Yeah.
really the case here. It
Yeah.
was more that each character earns their place in the larger themes as
Okay.
opposed to, yeah.
As a response to the central issue of like, okay, how do you deal with this pressure? And there's different ways to deal with pressure. That makes complete sense to me. Yeah. Okay. On the same topic of character, then, you dive into the unfortunately illegal topic of queerness in Nigeria.
It's
How did you
unfortunately illegal.
decide-
Putting it mildly.
Putting it very, very mildly, I found parallels between what I assume to be Nigeria's broader stand on the issue, which is somewhat of an ostrich head in the sand approach. Like, if they pretend it's not there
Mm,
and make it illegal for good measure, then surely queerness will
mm,
cease to exist, right? Like, anyway,
mm,
assuming your exploration of this theme via Omi is supposed to do more than act as a mirror for the blind ostrich that's in
mm.
society, what other things were you hoping to achieve? We'll tell you what our vote was after as well. But we'd love to hear.
Ooh, I
We'd
should be
love to
taking
hear.
notes for all the answers I want to find out at the end of this.
But we'd
Um,
love to hear what else weighed behind the powerful decision to factor in that representation.
mm. So I wasn't necessarily trying to hold up a mirror to that stance specifically.
Hmm.
It was more important for me that Omi was a fully realized human being rather than simply a symbol or a political statement. Because I find that, in some books I read or in movies I've watched, especially in the Nigerian context, you have like the gay friend, the gay sister, the gay brother, the gay whoever.
Yeah.
And it's almost just to be like, oh, look, we have a diverse cast. And this is showing that, we don't think there's anything wrong with this. So this is showing that it's something that we're happy to talk about. I really wanted it to be more about her identity matters,
Yeah.
obviously, but it isn't the totality of who she is. And the novel generally is about what happens when people are forced to hide parts of themselves because of their family, because of fear, because of what's expected of them. And I think that really fits
Yeah.
into the Nigerian context of, sadly, it is illegal to be queer in Nigeria. Sadly, lots of people's parents are embarrassed about the fact that maybe they are queer. And I wanted Omi's story to really be an expression of that. And I wanted to ask really what it costs to live without being fully known, especially by your own parents, and how that secrecy ripples out to everyone around you. So again, I wasn't really writing a policy argument. I was just more interested in what that reality does to a person and to a family.
Which I think, policy is just taking individual issues and bringing it on a broader scale, right? Because secrecy can be another way of looking at some of the things that were the ways that we handle Nigerian society. But yeah, as an individual thing,
Mm.
yeah, I could definitely resonate with that.
Speaking of secrets, I mean, you know that, we had Rookie here, Rookie Brumer,
Mm.
our first guest, and we spoke about like her debut novel, It Comes in Waves. And, reading It Comes in Waves and also reading The Talk of the Party, there's like this similar underlying theme of like family secrets addressed in both novels, which I mean, you could also use something common in Nigerian family dynamics in general. And also, like as a parent, do you think of the family secret dynamic as inevitable, or like is it something that we
Mm.
should be striving to improve as a culture, or do you even think that, there are some secrets that are worth keeping?
Mm. There are definitely some secrets that are worth keeping, for sure, generally. Not to sound ominous or anything, but I don't think I don't think secrets are inevitable, but I definitely think they're very human. So every family has things that, they just don't say out loud. Sometimes it's out of love, sometimes it's out of protection, sometimes it's out of fear. And I've always been very interested in the difference and the gap between the public show that people put on versus their private reality. And
Mhm.
what really interested me when I was writing the talk of the party wasn't really just about whether or not secrets exist, but what happens when those secrets become the foundation of a family's identity, which is very much the case of the Obanile family in the talk of the party. And there's a real difference between privacy and secrecy. I feel like privacy can be healthy. Everybody needs some privacy.
Yeah.
It's funny because my children were fighting today because my son was like, why are you telling your friends about what you did to me? Or what I did to you. So there's that level of privacy where it's like, you're not keeping a secret, but you are out of respect to someone you're
Being
in a relationship
discreet.
with.
Yeah, you're being
Yes, you're
discreet.
being
Yeah.
discreet.
Yeah.
But when silence starts distorting relationships or keeping people from living honestly, I think that's when it becomes destructive. And as a parent, I hope we're moving, I mean, really hope our generation does better, but I hope we're moving toward families where hard conversations are possible. And,
Mhm.
not, it's, I don't, I'm not naive enough to expect that total transparency will always be the case. But just hoping that we have an environment where the truth isn't something that people are afraid of because of that attitude of keeping secrets.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
avoiding essentially,
Mm.
through that. Yeah, making it a crutch. That makes sense. Okay, we'll jump a little into something less, bookish per se. You recently mentioned stepping away from your corporate job. Congratulations.
Oh.
So we always feel that congratulations are a safe bet when you're stepping away from corporates. So
I feel like I need to add a caveat here, but let me let you land.
are you now writing full time? And to take it back to the time before you left corporate, was your schedule then usually
Mm.
something of a battle, or had you figured out a specific writing routine or ritual that allowed you to juggle your corporate job, two kids, husband, writing career, social life or community, etc., etc.?
Mm. So I haven't left the corporate world.
Oh,
I
okay.
left my job because we moved country.
Okay.
So I'm in between jobs at the moment. And it's funny I say this. I'm saying this and I know I haven't always felt this way, but I do believe having a corporate job while I continue to write just gives me the flexibility to have a full life. The various
Okay.
sides of me. I work in HR and I actually do enjoy it, which is
No, that's good.
I'm saying this to myself. I actually really do enjoy it. I love working with companies strategically to scale based on, their people.
Yeah.
At the same time, I love writing about people. I love observing people. I love, answering the questions I've had about human behavior in my novels. And that's a side of me I will always want to explore. And again, we've spoken about choir, love singing, was very much a part of my church choir when I lived in Nigeria and I was working full time. And, God bless my dear husband who tried kind of get scraps of time from me, in between all of that. And then my children, because when you're parents, your children just take up so much
Of your
space in your
time.
heart.
Yeah.
To answer your question about like balancing all of that, I think one of my strengths is I am organized probably to a fault. I'm such an organized person. My calendar is color coded. It's like I have blocks of time even for resting, eating, working out, choir, like different things. So I think that's helped a lot. I will say that it's I mean, people ask me like, how do I write if I want to keep my full-time job? Do I have to leave my job? I don't think you have to leave your job, but you have to be really intentional about how you're spending your time. It requires a lot of discipline. Like there are days where I don't feel like writing, but I know that if I don't write in that 1 hour slot, I'm not going to write that day. And it adds up.
Yeah. It
Um,
does.
I know
Yeah.
even if I'm not writing, am I doing something for the book in that 1 hour time slot? It's the same way I know that if I don't sleep well, I'm going to be too tired to give my best at work and give my best. I'm going to be snapping at my family. I'm not going to be great at work. So it requires the discipline to go to bed on time as much as possible. I know that if I don't working out has been such a great flex for my creativity. Even just going on a walk in the morning, first thing in the
Yes.
morning,
Yes.
it's
Walking is always
it's been
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. It's honestly like walking and swimming, I think are the best because swimming, especially, you can't do anything when you're swimming. It's just you and your thoughts. Like
Yeah.
that's all. And your mind feels so stimulated when you come out of the pool. And I think walking as well, just I've started trying to walk without listening to anything, no podcast, no music, 45 minutes. And it's done wonders for my writing. So
Mm.
I've made it all work. It hasn't been easy. And again, I will say it requires so much discipline and intentionality, but it is possible to do.
I was going to say, I was like, I mean, outside of the discipline factor, sometimes I sit down for the 1 hour to try and write something and nothing is happening that 1 hour. The 1 hour that my brain wants is the 1 hour that I'm supposed to be eating. That's and so that complicates things a little
It's
bit. But
tough. It is tough. And we're not robots. Like I say I'm really organized, but there's some days where I'm just like I can't actually do the things I've listed for myself. I'm just tired. And
yeah,
again, you have to listen to your body because you'll end up frustrating yourself if you're pushing through those hard days because there will be hard days
yeah,
and you're not recovering as you clearly need to do.
yeah. Okay. So we're gonna skip or scale back, get off the ramp, so to speak, with a few bonus
Yeah.
questions. The first
Ooh.
of which is, what was your favorite book you read in the last year?
Oof, that is a
If
tough
you
question.
can
Yeah.
mention one.
You can mention one, you can
That is
mention
really
two, you
tough.
can mention three. Like, again, the question is yours for the taking.
Oof.
You can make it the last month or
I
the
will
last quarter.
mention three. Let me mention three. I
Okay.
think
Amazing.
one of them was It Comes in Waves. And I know you've spoken
Ooh,
to Ruki,
yes.
and her writing is just so beautiful. It's like reading music. It
Yeah.
just flows. It's
Yeah.
stunning. And I really just enjoyed the way everything was flowing. It's funny that the book is called It Comes in Waves because it really does feel like you're rocking on a boat, just kind of
Yeah.
moving through the pages. So I really just enjoyed the beauty of immersing
The
myself
writing. Yes.
in that book, in the writing.
Yeah.
Then I really enjoyed Cursed Daughters. I thought it was such a novel concept because we see curses in like the Nollywood sense, like
Yes.
Mhm.
Patience. What's Patience's last name?
Ozokor.
Osonkwo?
Ozokor.
It's always her shouting, the angry mother-in-law. Like it's always some kind of diabolical curse. So I loved it was such a fresh and innovative perspective of what a curse could look like or not. And it's funny because as you're reading the book, she's not saying this curse is real or not, but you can see how the generational expectation of the curse is playing out in their lives. So I thought it was just brilliant. And then the third book it's called Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. It's
Yes.
very, very
Yeah.
British.
I read
Very
that
British.
years ago. Oh my goodness. Gail
It's a great book.
Honeyman. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really good. I loved it so
Fantastic.
much.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was laughing out loud, but it was so deep and
Yeah.
so funny at the same
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that book. Yeah. I'm a huge rereader. I'm thinking maybe I should jump into the reread.
You should.
Yeah.
I had it on my to be read pile for so long, and I only just got around to reading it. I think earlier this year or towards the end of last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, okay. Okay, our next bonus question. What is your favorite book quote?
This is a very tough question because I am very annoying when I read. I read the way people binge watch Netflix TV shows. So I don't know how to explain it. I'm enjoying the reading, but I'm not writing down quotes. So I guess if I had to pick my
Oh,
favorite book
okay.
quote, I never write down quotes actually. Maybe I should start following this question. Maybe it's something I should start doing. I never write down quotes, but the one book that I write down quotes or verses from is the Bible, which will always
Okay.
be
Okay. Okay.
top of my list as one of my favorite books. So I will say what my favorite Bible verse is.
Yeah.
And it is Proverbs. I need to make sure I'm not butchering this. I need to make sure I'm not butchering this. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight. And, especially being someone that works in the creative sector, there's so much that's out of my hands. And there's so many times when I'm trying to control, I mentioned that I'm organized to a fault. And
Yeah.
there's so many times where I feel like I can organize everything, which just is not realistic. So
Possible.
this Bible verse just kind of anchors me and reminds me. I have it written down on a post-it note on my desk as well. It just reminds me that I cannot control everything and I need to trust in the Lord always that, I
Yeah.
just have to submit my ways to him and
That's
not lean on my own understanding.
I think my version of that would be like the serendipity prayer because it's the same kind of thing.
Mm,
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
to
I
know
love that
things that you
prayer.
can't change, right? And then respect that and
Yes.
be like, okay, I really want to control everything. Anxiety is, but like that's not for you to control or change.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. I think, okay, the next one we
We
have
have one
in,
more.
yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Who is one author, living or dead, that you would want to have a conversation with? And before you tell us the name, does it change? Does it change if you can only read that author's work the rest of your life?
Ah,
And
wow.
what if that was the only author whose protege or mentee you could ever become? Does that change the answer too?
What? Who comes up with these questions? Wow. Okay. I, If I had to pick, I would pick Buchi Emechiasa. I know
Ooh,
she's
yes, this is a
not
good
alive
one.
anymore, sadly, but
Yeah.
she's written over 20 books. Her
Yes.
book, The Joys of Motherhood, was the first
Mm.
book by a an African female author that I remember reading in secondary school in Loyola.
Yes.
And I remember we had to read it for literature, and I was blown away. I haven't reread it since
I
then,
have.
but
I did that like 2 years
I would
ago.
love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually love to. And it really stuck with me. I still remember the characters. I remember
Yeah.
everything she went through. I love that it was called The
Nightly.
Joys of Motherhood,
Yeah.
but it wasn't actually
And
about the joys of
it,
motherhood
Yeah, it was
at
the
all.
opposites.
It was the opposite. And I also feel
Spoiler
like she
alert.
just had spoiler alert for anybody who's not read it. It's not a joyful book at all.
Yeah.
And her life just seemed so rich. You know, if I was privy to anybody's thoughts and tutelage, it would be her because, you know, she was living in the UK at a time when being Black in the UK was not particularly easy. She was published in the UK at a time when being
yeah.
Black in the UK was not particularly easy. She left her husband and she had, I think, five children.
Yeah.
And
It was
this was,
insane to work as a single mother,
yeah,
working.
as a single mother with five children. And, you know, like I said, she's got over 20 books. So I feel like she has enough of the material. Like if I was to read just her books for the rest of the year, but also got to be her mentee, that would be amazing.
Amazing. Yes, it's such a solid choice. I like she hasn't crossed my mind for that purpose, but I loved her. Yeah, great. I've watched her interviews and everything for like on YouTube. I'm just like, yeah, okay, okay.
It's
So
amazing.
that's the ramp down, but we'll do a bonus question just because
Wait,
I'm
wait, you
also
guys are owing me answers.
wait,
You
we'll
guys
give
are
you the
already.
answers, but you want us to give you the answers before the bonus question. Okay.
Oh wow, okay.
We can give you the answers now before the bonus question.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
because
could.
I feel like you guys are trying to dodge the answers. So
So
No, we're not. Okay, so for the first one, Emma, you want to talk about who had the different opinions of the
glossary.
glossary? Yeah.
Okay, obviously, I mean it's obvious to me, but I love the glossary. I definitely love the list, the character details because especially at the beginning of the book, like I had to be going like, okay, who's this and who's that, and but then eventually, once I got into it, okay, I was good. But I mean, the glossary, I was just thinking like, okay, if I wasn't Nigerian, this would probably
mm,
be. But since I was Nigerian, I didn't need it. But I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like I like that you included it, gave people an option.
Yeah.
And basically,
Yeah, Emma saw it as inclusivity because it gave the option, and I'm not fighting that reasoning because it's not, I mean, it's great reasoning. But I was also saying what you said at the beginning, where it's like the immersion in kind of finding things out for yourself or being able to contextualize and, kind of pushing people, so to speak, to do that work of, expanding their horizon, like the way we had to expand our horizon,
mm,
cultures, etc., without glossaries, right?
without any
Um,
help.
exactly. So
Mm.
that was my view on the subject.
Fair enough. I
Yeah.
get it completely.
And then on the second one, um, okay, so on the queerness question, it was more so our vote was that was you were going to be talking about showing how love and acceptance contributes way more to communal healing than secrets and judgment. So like love and acceptance being openness, contributing way more to,
Mm,
you know, um, communal healing than secrets and judgment. So that's it's funny because you were talking individual healing and
mm,
we're also thinking communal healing, So that the point about the society versus the individual, I was like, the connection there was still,
mm.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. You guys are off the hook. Thank you. That was
We
thank
have
you.
satisfied our obligation.
yeah, no, and I love it when people engage in my characters and the book. So that was lovely for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, of course, we really enjoyed it. The bonus question is tangentially related, but it's like is really just a deep interest in Downton Abbey. So I'm also obsessed with Downton.
Ooh,
And
amazing.
so much so that when you mentioned Mrs. Corley and Mrs. Hughes, I was like, where's Miss Parker? Because
Uh,
she also did Love later in life. She's
yeah,
actually the
and she did.
latest. She's the latest that did
She's
like
actually the latest. She's
yeah,
actually the latest. Yeah,
yeah.
she's actually
Okay.
the latest. But Auntie Teddy was watching in an earlier season in
Yeah.
that scene where she talks about them finding love. She
Yeah.
hadn't she hadn't caught up
Okay,
to
okay, fair enough, fair
this
enough. Yeah, I
part. But
didn't.
no,
Okay,
she
fair,
hadn't.
fair, fair, fair. But beyond it being a fave, you recently talked about it being inspiration for this story. My thing was, did that inspiration help originate the story, or did it simply lend itself to the fullness of an already existing idea?
Both actually, because I've been a Downton Abbey fan from the beginning. Like I was
Yeah.
watching it, I was like fresh out of probably still in university
I
actually
was
when it
still in
came out.
uni. Yeah.
And I just felt like you feel all the feels when you watch Downton Abbey. You're laughing, you're crying. You could be laughing and then crying the next minute. It's like the music is pulling on your
Oh my God,
heartstrings.
yes.
Like you, and there's like music for each character. So I was thinking, how can I do this in a book? That feeling where it's like the family,
Multiple, yeah.
that upstairs, downstairs dichotomy, the staff that work with them, their lives are now so intertwined with the family who they work for.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just I was like, I want to make people feel this way, but with a book.
Okay.
And yeah, so but that was the inspiration. But also just again, I've watched it over and over again, and I will continue to watch it over and over again. So even as as time went on, it continued to feed that well of inspiration in me that was growing. That was just I really want to be able to write something that touches people in every single way, the way Downton Abbey has touched me. And honestly, if Julian Fellows ever listens to this, please, I am a big fan.
We
I
will
would
work
love
for
to
you
meet
for
you.
free. JK, I won't work for free,
I
but
work well, not maybe not for free, but I would love to go to dinner with you and unpack your
yes.
wonderful mind.
Brain. Oh my God, he's so wonderful. Um, no, that's okay. That definitely answers the question. It makes sense. Yeah. There's lots of inspiration that I've like emotionally as well that I've just got from that. And to be fair, your book also did that for me emotionally. Like close to the end, I was like,
Oh,
oh, this is
yay.
so good, right? So yeah, but those are the end of our questions for you today.
Mm,
Yeah, thank
thank
you so
you.
much for
Thank you for
joining
having
us.
me.
Yeah, we loved having you. We loved the talk of the party. It was so good. Not to play
Oh, thank
favorites with
you.
your books, right? But I think you're definitely in an upward trajectory, like in
I
terms
mean,
of
I do have a
Oof,
new
no
favorite.
pressure. Oof,
I have a new favorite Foluso book.
yes.
ooh, no pressure. When
Oh,
people say
bless
that, I'm scared. I'm like, the third book, then it has to be next level. No
you.
pressure.
Oh, yeah, no
I think you're
pressure.
up to the task. You're very much up to the task.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I do have one question for both of you, actually,
Yes, yes,
which is how did you guys come up with the name PragmaFics? I'm guessing fix is fiction,
yes.
but what was the thought
Yes.
behind it?
So pragma in terms of the kinds of love, like philia, storge, like yeah,
Mm,
agape. Like pragma love is
mm,
an enduring, committed, practical kind of love, the kind of love that exists in like long-term marriages. So like when you see an old couple that have a long-term engagement, they've basically exercised pragma love, right? They have to make
mm,
a lot of practical decisions. It's not always about the romance or just,
mm,
yeah. And we thought that that was the best indication of our relationship to books, right?
mm,
So it's been, I mean, we're not yet old, but like as far as relationships go, it's been basically our whole lives already. So let's say 30 something years, right?
mm,
So that's already a commitment, right? It's a commitment to book.
mm,
So yeah, we have a pragma love of books. And then the fiction part, because obviously there's something actually against the pragmatic. Like we're not trying to be pragmatic here. We actually want to be very whimsical, right? So pragmatic to us sounds like what should be the exact antithesis of, pragmatic, right? So there's something to
mm,
that as well. But yeah, like it was supposed to convey like our love for books, our love for primarily fiction, yes, because but we love all books. We read everything. But yes, that was really it, an enduring, committed, everlasting kind of engagement, and one that hopefully conveys the antithesis of the opposites to being pragmatic or realistic. I think that's like one of our least favorite things to be is like, yeah, why won't you make the practical choice, pragmatic choice, That's always
mm.
where, dreams go to die.
Yep.
So
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing. I love that. That is really nice. And I'm honored that the talk of the party made the cuts to that's en long enduring
honestly,
love.
look,
Wow.
look at look at
Yeah.
look at that. Like Talk of the Party actually like qualifies in so many ways. Outside of it being a great book, and a nice story, it's like even the title is like, is voted.
Oh, amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Really, really, we did as well. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed this. hopefully we
Thank
have
you
you
so
again for your next book, whenever that
Fingers
comes out.
Yes.
crossed. Yes,
Yeah.
manifesting.
Yes. Don't worry, I wasn't double
Yes.
crossing. My feet are also crossed.
Like, yeah, I guess should I be crossing my feet? I'll cross my legs.
Yeah, so
My
like,
legs are
there's
crossed.
an odd number, Sha. It's not canceling.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Thank
Oh, thank
you.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.